Hi friends! In this video, I'm going to answer your most common questions about me and my channel. I have 3 ukuleles and they're all tenors. This was my very first one. It's a kala and it's a great instrument. I named this one Yuki. Then I upgraded to another kala and I named this one Tuki. This is the one that you see in my tutorials, and I really love this instrument. And so many people comment that this instrument sounds like a harp. My third instrument is an outdoor uke. Her name is Emeraldina, and she actually sounds pretty good for something that is virtually indestructible. She's traveled with me around Europe, and she doesn't have even as much as a scratch on her. Several years ago, I was training in ballroom dancing, and I found that I often had time to kill before my lessons and classes. So I decided to keep Emeraldina in the trunk of my car. And she didn't have to be in a case. It didn't matter if she slid around because she didn't get scratched. And then anytime I found that I had extra time before my classes, I could practice. I could take her to the park if it was a nice day, or if it was raining, I could practice in the car. So this outdoor uke has definitely come in handy. I started playing ukulele because I wanted to learn a string instrument, and I had heard that ukulele is a lot of fun to play and very easy to learn. When I first started playing, I bought a bunch of songbooks, and my goal was to learn a handful of chords that would allow me to play hundreds of songs. But what ended up happening was, after several weeks, I started noodling around on the instrument, and that led me into composing and then into arranging. And it's been an amazing journey leading up to publishing my ukulele album last year and starting up this channel. I started my YouTube channel at the beginning of 2020. At the time, I was teaching in-person classes, and my beginner students were telling me that they had a really hard time learning from YouTube. So I started my channel because I was really enjoying teaching and I wanted to bring my lessons to a wider audience. I put a lot of thought into my teaching style and how to approach my lessons. I want them to be easy to follow, easy to see what my hands are doing, and provide challenges for players at multiple levels. You've given me great feedback on my lessons, and I'm always open to hearing your suggestions on what would make them even better. The number one challenge for me is being comfortable in front of the camera. This felt so awkward at first, and now, a year and a half later, it feels a lot better, but I think I still have room for improvement. So this is something that I'm always trying to focus on. When I take a look back at my first few videos, they were great lessons, but my camera presence was pretty awful. So it's great to see that I'm improving on this, and I hope to continue to get better and better over time. The second biggest challenge for me is that my tutorials are really time-consuming. And this is because I choose to put a lot of thought and preparation and detail in them so that they're most helpful for you. So I'll touch on this a bit more in a later question. My favorite thing about being a YouTuber is hearing from you about how my videos are helping you to improve your skills. So maybe you just learned your first song if you're new to the instrument. Maybe you're just getting into fingerpicking, or you're improving your strumming technique. Maybe you're learning chord melody, finger style. I really love hearing from you and how my videos are helping you to challenge you to the next level and improve your playing. My second favorite thing about being a YouTuber is all of the creativity that I can bring to my channel and share with you. If you're familiar with my lessons, then you know that I love to compose original melodies, and I love to create fingerstyle arrangements of cover songs. It's wonderful that I can share this with all of you around the world through my channel. I've released 4 albums. The first was in 2016, original solo piano called Opening. My second album was improvised piano for meditation called A New Day. And then my third album is called Waking Heartstrings. This one is original solo ukulele. My fourth album was released at the end of last year. This one is called Serenade, and it's original solo piano. My albums are available on iTunes as well as most streaming sites. My tutorials generally fall into 3 different categories. The first category is technique. The second category is multiple ways to play a song. And the third category is a fingerstyle arrangement. The technique videos, on average, take about 15 to 20 hours, and it depends on what technique I'm teaching and how much preparation is needed. The song tutorials may take 30 to 40 hours from start to finish. And this begins with determining which patterns I'd like to use to play the song, what key is the best key to play it in, and can I also sing the song in that key? Can I hit all of the notes, or are they too high or too low? I also have to find the correct lyrics for the song because there are lots of variations out there, and I want to make sure I'm providing you with the most accurate lyrics. Then I have to practice and prepare for recording, and after recording comes all of the editing. For the chord melody, fingerstyle arrangements, there's a bit of a range. So the easier arrangements that are beginner level, maybe they're just a few lines, those probably take me about 20 hours from start to finish, starting with creating the arrangement to finishing the tutorial. The longer and more complex arrangements will take more time. So sometimes I work on an arrangement for a few weeks until I feel that it's just right. And then at that point, I don't have it memorized yet, so then I need to learn the song so I can play it for you properly in the tutorial. Then there's the recording and all of the editing that goes with it. So all of this takes time, but I love being able to share these arrangements with you. I grew up in upstate New York and eventually made my way out to the West Coast. I lived in Northern California for about 17 years and just recently moved back east. I'm loving having 4 seasons and I'm loving being close to family. One of my goals is to teach my 3.5-year-old niece how to play ukulele, but so far she only wants to use it as a drum. Aside from creating music, I love to cook and create new recipes. I've crocheted as far back as I can remember, making scarves and stuffed animals and you name it. You can make anything out of yarn. A few years ago I got into painting and turns out I love it. It's interesting how many musicians I've met who also paint. So I'm trying to make time to paint more regularly. And lately I've been following watercolor tutorials on YouTube that have been a lot of fun. So I'm trying to improve my skills in watercolor and also in acrylics. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in a future video, then leave them down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.